SpongeBob is probably the one thing in the entire world that doesn't need an introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway because this is a YouTube video and that's what they do in those. The show revolves around SpongeBob, who's built like a crave, Patrick, who's built like a 4chan user, and Alex Bale, who's built like a good reputation on YouTube, I guess. But we're not here to talk about the show as a whole, we're instead here to talk about the SpongeBob special titled SpongeBob's Last Stand. If you don't know what a special is, it's basically just like a normal SpongeBob episode, but with a whole lot of filler. Like, the creators of the show don't really know what to do with the runtime they've been given, so they just whip a generic storyline out their ass and hope the children watching will eat that shit up like it's Pokemon. But these aren't just treated like normal episodes, no. These are made out like full-blown events. Like, you have to be there when it airs, or else you'll probably end up regretting it forever. Unfortunately, these specials do end up feeling like a complete waste of time more often than not, and what makes it 10 times worse is all the fear of missing out style marketing going on around it. And in no special is this more apparent than in SpongeBob's Last Stand. The episode opens with SpongeBob and Patrick showing the viewers the wonders of jellyfishing in Bikini Bottom. They do this with what is probably one of the worst songs in the entire show. Which, I don't know if it was intentionally trying to be bad, but if it was, then it definitely did its job. And after noticing that a highway is about to be built right over jellyfish fields, SpongeBob runs off in a sulk and vents to Mr. Krabs about the superhighway, which Krabs also ultimately agrees to take down, after realising that it's all a part of Plankton's plan, and that if he doesn't take it down, it'll effectively put him out of business. The two of them head over to the Chum Bucket to confront Plankton, where they find out they can't stop the superhighway since pretty much everyone in Bikini Bottom, including Mr. Krabs, agreed to it being built. Now, while Mr. Krabs is most likely spiralling into a deep depression, SpongeBob and Patrick take it upon themselves to go around Bikini Bottom and protest to the public about how saving jellyfish fields would be beneficial. And they decide to do it by singing this special second and last song, Give Jellyfish Fields a Chance, which, although being a parody of John Lennon's Give Peace a Chance, it uses almost the exact same harmonica as the song I Should Have Known Better by the Beatles. Another thing about this song is the lyrics, which make absolutely no sense. According to the SpongeBob wiki, every single line in this song has some significance to the episode, but after getting just one good listen to it,
Lily liver, pizza giver, mashed potato, kelp tomato,
you can clearly tell it's just a load of gobbledygook. After the song ends, SpongeBob and Patrick are pelted with fish bones? What's that all about? Why is that a thing? Anyway, after more or less becoming the general public's garbage can, SpongeBob and Patrick are arrested on the spot and then are pretty much exiled from Bikini Bottom. They almost instantly and conveniently spot a giant parade going on nearby, celebrating the construction of the superhighway, which SpongeBob and Patrick decide to follow all the way back to Jellyfish Fields. Plankton then begins tearing up the place, but is soon stopped in his tracks by SpongeBob dressed up as one of the parade members. It doesn't stop him for long though, which is so insane to me that Plankton just actively made the choice to murder SpongeBob. I mean, he obviously doesn't die, because that would be a very quick special, but I do think it's interesting since I don't think Plankton's ever been depicted as, you know, a murderer. Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, you know what? Forget everything I just said. He has most definitely killed someone before. After completing the highway...
Squidward, it's technically a superhighway.
After completing the superhighway, Mr. Krabs resorts to selling Plankton the Krabby Patty secret formula. Or, as he likes to call it,
Plan Z-9er-9er.
The negotiations are cut short though, since all the jellyfish who were once in Jellyfish Fields are now migrating into and terrorising Bikini Bottom. This includes taking over their homes, stinging the locals, and somehow being able to start fires. SpongeBob uses the news reporter nearby as a way to tell everyone to stop the madness! Also, can I just say, why is this news being broadcasted inside Bikini Bottom? As if the locals don't already know their town is being invaded by jellyfish. Everyone agrees to stop the madness! And heads over to the superhighway where SpongeBob and all of Bikini Bottom, and yes, that does include
Larry Lobster!
That's right, pal, but that's not all.
Sandy Squirrel! Mrs. Puff! Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy!
You get the idea, this bit is purely filler. Anyway, so after tearing up the superhighway and restoring Jellyfish Fields, the episode just ends. I'm not kidding. So why exactly am I calling this special underwhelming? Well, if you couldn't tell from the summary I just did, This episode blows. It overstays its welcome more than Rainbow Ride ever could, and the amount of filler in this episode is painfully apparent, with the unnecessary songs and the whole getting Plankton to repeat himself because he's small gag, which lasts honestly way too long. Also, a risk that every TV show has to take when making a special is that you have to live up to the hype. If you want the viewers to get behind the episode, you're gonna have to make it worth their time. And when it comes to a special as mediocre as this, you'd be lucky to even have one fan of this episode. It's the equivalent of me opening an art museum, promoting it like wildfire, and then when someone goes in, they find out that I've just smeared my shit on the wall. Something really unfortunate as well is that not only is the premise for this episode really good, but for an episode made specifically for Earth Day, I'd be surprised if you could get a better premise than this. And that's why this episode also comes across as wasted potential. Alright, you get the idea. I just wanted to make this video since I was watching through SpongeBob again for like the 100th time, and this episode stuck out to me as just being, you know, bland. Anyway, do let me know what you think of this special down below, since, you know, I can't be the only one who feels this way. Anyway, that's about it. Subscribe, maybe, if you want, please. I sounded desperate there. Anyway, this has been me, over and out.